Hi, my name is Eddie Carrothers.
My name is Haylah Buell, and our senior design project is developing a data collection system for the Michigan Tech Foundry. Our project is part of a larger mission worked on by the Industry 4.0 group, which is part of the Advanced Middleworks Enterprise, to bring the Michigan Tech Foundry up to Industry 4.0 standards. This project was previously attempted last year by developing an Arduino system, which is pictured here. However, this is not an industrial solution, it's more of a proof of concept. So we end up completely starting over with the goal to develop an industrial grade, simple to use system for the Michigan Tech Foundry to have for years to come.
And in order to reach this solution, a lot of research was done in our initial literature review. And through that review, we decided on the LR8450 temperature data logging module from Hioki. This is a great system. It'll serve the Foundry well. We'll create the necessary documentation for it to be used in its intended way, of course. And to keep it safe from the Foundry environments, we decided that an enclosure would be necessary. And since we were going to create the full system, we figured that ease of use should be a main focus point of our project. So we created a couple slots for the 30 quick connects that will correlate to the data logger module inside the enclosure. Also along the same thread of ease of use, we really wanted to make sure that the Foundry didn't have to switch their software too much. We wanted it to be something that was very straightforward, very easy to use. We didn't want this to be, a complete reteaching of data logging for the Foundry. So because of this, we set up a couple quick setting files for them to utilize, numbering 1 through 30, depending on the number of thermocouples that they'll need for that test. They'll be able to load these up right from the computer. And again, the SOPs that we created go over what needs to be done in order, if there's any troubleshooting that needs to happen. It's mentioned in the SOPs. This is a picture of the software that we'll be using. This is kind of shows the graphs that they'll be able to see. This was done with just a very brief test to make sure that we were getting readings from the data logger to the computer. But this shows, as an example, what the Foundry will be able to look at and analyze. So as a final result, this is the quench cart that Dale and his team designed and manufactured. And below also is a picture of the final data logging module and the quick connects and the wiring that is inside the enclosure. Inside the enclosure is foam to keep the data logger safe from the industrial environment.
Like any project, our project had some problems that we had to get through during development. Scheduling meetings and testing with the customer proved to be difficult with all of our busy end of the semester schedules. There were also multiple design changes, as well as some issues with developing the enclosure for the data logger. Finding tools that would fit our needs and modifying the box took up more time than anticipated. As for what still needs to be done, we need to set up a test to troubleshoot the data logger one last time and calibrate the sensors. And we also need to develop a place for the data logger to sit on the structure, as you can see in our picture here of the quench tank. There was no understanding of where the data logger would need to sit. So that will be something that we'll need to develop further on. Also, we would like to add clear labels numbering our quick connects on the box that correspond to where the wires are plugged into in the data logger.
We hope that this was a good overview, and we'll see you guys at Design Expo. Thank you for your time.